course, it wasn't the right decision. It was the wrong decision. That's exactly what the director of Texas Department of Public Safety said today when he briefed the media this morning about that horrific school shooting in Uvalde, Texas. The director, Corporal Stephen McCraw, said in those 40 minutes between about 12:03 local and about 12:50 when the shooter was inside the classroom, there were actually 19 officers inside the school. He said none of them went into the classroom. Why? Because the incident commander on the scene in that moment made the call that it was no longer an active shooter situation and instead had evolved into what's called a barricaded subject incident. Director McCraw said in that moment, the incident commander, who is also the chief of police of the independent school district, was convinced there was no more threat to the students and they had time to wait for backup and more equipment. Director McCraw also said at the same time, there were multiple 911 calls coming in from inside the school, from teachers and students saying, when are you sending the police? Please send the police. Why didn't those calls get relayed to the incident commander so he could realize it was still an active shooter situation? That's when the director admitted he made the wrong decision. He also said they are trying to figure out if any of the kids or teachers died within those 40 minutes. As for why the back door was open, the director says video surveillance showed a teacher had incorrectly propped the school's back door open, and that's how the shooter got in. He also said there was no resource officer on campus at the time. The director said the shooter had so much ammunition with him, some left by the car crash site, some left on the school grounds, and some on the shooter's person in the classroom. He also said hundreds of rounds were pumped into those classrooms in the first few minutes. The rest of the rounds were sporadic and towards the door. When asked if the families deserved an apology, the director was choked up and said, "If I thought it would help, I'd apologize."